Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 2 of WRA Season 2, Event 2 of Season 4, WRA RCD Stadium. I'm here, Marty Hussey. I'm with my co-commentator, Blake Thompson, for the first time. And Blake, as we look at the course we have here so far, it's very tricky coming over the first jump. We saw a lot of people mess up in qualifying, and the final corner could very well be where the races are going to be called, but there also could be some gaining of momentum in the air as we go over the final container. It could be a great night of racing.
Right you are, Marty. It's all going to be about how you take that final corner, and if you can get around it much quicker than your opponent, and it depends on the bounce. And now as we set up for round one of racing, let's take a look at our bracket here, and we're going to go down the list of round one. Our first race to get us started, we have Brodozer Jack Merkel taking on the number 16 qualifier Marty Hussey. He has to step out of the booth in the hooligan truck to go race. Going on down, we have Monster Energy versus Avenger, Son of a Digger versus Mohawk Warrior, Rage versus Hooked, Shock Therapy versus Ice Cream Man, Gravedigger versus Air Force Afterburner, El Toro Loco Black versus Michigan Ice Monster, and Captain's Curse versus Full Bore. Now, we see here in our first race, we got Brodozer and Hooligan lining up, two very good friends, Marty Hussey and Jack Merkel. It's going to be a really close race here if they're both on. Jack Merkel, your fastest qualifier of the night, and Marty having a tough time in qualifying, but he is going to look to redeem himself in round one. So we've got two really good friends. This is going to be a good close race. Good competition tonight. I think we're going to see a lot of close races tonight. Look for Marty to use these corners to his advantages with that nice, beautiful hooligan truck. It handles beautifully. We're going to be getting them readied up here. And they're off. Practically even over that first jump. Going to sling it. Marty goes a bit wide, but it actually helps him slingshot it into the corner. Jack Merkel trying to stay with him on the roller. Oh, Marty pitches it in. And coming to the finish, it is going to be Jack Merkel by half a truck. Beautiful race by both of them. Jack Merkel really showing that he's going to be strong tonight. I didn't either.
Man, that was
beautiful.
Great.
Beautiful race, Marty. You guys were neck and neck that whole time.
I saw myself throwing a little bit wide. Got the shocks dialed in to really nail it in that first corner, but Jack was really on the ball, kept it going, and ended up getting the win over me. And that was a great race, Jack. If you're watching, I really hope we can have races like that all season long, because that was very fun. We're going to move into the next race here. We're going to have Josh Gajewski in Monster Energy, the Cody Saucier Ford F-150 version, and Julian Bauman in Avenger. Blake, as we look at this race, these are two guys that have been around a while. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to have a good race? You know, there could be a slight bobble. What do you think?
Well, we have the number 8 qualifier, Josh, and the number 9 qualifier, Julian. So if times are a factor in how this race goes, they're going to be neck and neck right there with each other. I think this could come down to nerves and experience and who can drive the track better.
I spoke about it last week, falling under pressure with the when the nerves and the blood pressure starts flowing when you're behind the camera. You know people are watching, you know that everything's happening, and you have a shot to win it all here tonight. Now, as I say that, the racing winner, John Zimmer, is actually not here tonight. This leaves it is anybody's game to win this event. Specifically anybody, I say Jack Merkel, as we saw him take the fastest pass of the night, taking me out round one. He is on the fast track for success, but he's got to get through a lot of talented drivers in order to do so. Blake, I really think we're going to have a great night of racing here as we walk into the second race.
I agree, Marty, and as you're saying, there's a lot of names in here tonight that could potentially take that racing win. You got Tyler May in the Son of a Digger truck, Matt Tyrell in the Shock Therapy, Aaron Lurie looking really good tonight in the El Toro Loco Black truck. This night is going to be really close of races.
Absolutely, and as we get ready to go, We've seen Josh Gajewski before in many other leagues, spanning from 2011. His first run was in Medusa back in Sim Monsters Season 2. Starting out strong, he ended up doing pretty decent there, and he's made his way through the ranks. We are here present day with Julian Bauman, the other owner of WRA, as I'm sitting here with one half.
God.
Julian just drove right through him. Wow. Oh.
I think this is going to be a really close race, Marty.
I'm excited, you know. I'm really excited to see what goes down, and we are getting ready to go here, Blake. Waiting for the green light.
Getting the drivers set and ready. Thumbs up from Josh. Just waiting on a thumbs up for Julian. There's the thumbs up. And we're going green.
Julian gets a massive hole shot over Josh. Josh started to make some ground up. Josh only behind by about half a truck, taking a better corner than Julian going down the final stretch. Corner.
This is going to come down to this final corner, Marty, just like you said.
Julian swings wide. Josh cuts it tight. He's going to get it up on 2 wheels. Oh, you got to be kidding me. That was
Julian.
Julian, oh man. Julian's in trouble there.
Julian's over.
Julian's rolled it over after the race. What a race. If that would have been any sort of real life, that would have been a massive collision. We do not have a center line rule here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What a race. You can tell these guys are all going for the gold. With that race, you can see Julian turtling the truck after the race, and that's what's known as going for it. Right there, that was a prime example. Blake, what a race.
See, right there, I think it was all came down to that final corner. Josh messed it up just a tad bit, clipped that car, stayed in it, and Julian was able to use that momentum to his advantage and just barely take the win.
Now, Josh really had a shot. He was taking his corners nice and tight, but we saw it. He got up on 2 wheels, and when you get all four to slam on the up-ramp like that, you lose a lot of momentum. Julian sitting nice and low, had the ability to actually just zoom right past him. Didn't get him by much, but definitely got it in the end.
Absolutely. And Marty, let's take a look at this next race here. We have Tyler May and the Son of a Digger monster truck versus Jonathan Soto and that Mohawk Warrior.
As I forgot to previously mention, we saw that Josh actually clipped the starter pole, and that's only going to count as a starter pole. We're not going to count that for a penalty tonight. So, even though he did lose the race, that would have been penalized against him if he had made it on.
Now, Tyler May, you know just as well as me, Marty, he is one of the veterans of the Sim Monsters community.
Oh, for sure. Tyler definitely knows what he's doing. Struggled a little bit last week. Had a very good racing, had a very good freestyle. We're going to see what he can do on this course, and I mean, I'm looking here right now. Freestyle, I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of obstacles, a lot of opportunities. Obviously, some of the vans we see sitting on the floor aren't going to be there. Those are on the track so that when the forklifts and the backhoes come out, they get to set it up. I mean, I'm really ready for freestyle because, you know, I'm a freestyle guy. I know some of the older guys that are racing on the circuit tend to love racing, but freestyle is definitely where everybody gets to go out and do what they want to do, but not entirely. We do have a set of regulations, but nonetheless, I'm still excited.
There seems to be a bit of a problem in the back. I hear it. Tyler May's fired up. I hear that Son of a Digger truck. Those zoomies are purring. Looks like we are just going to be waiting on Mohawk Warrior. Might be a bit of an issue in the back with Mohawk Warrior.
Having some trouble getting it fired, might be an electrical issue. We saw that during qualifying, at a hard time starting. Made the pass nonetheless. Will he be able to come back, start up for the racing competition? We are actually going to get the 2-minute timer started for Jonathan Soto in Mohawk Warrior. And Blake, as you mentioned, Tyler May is a legend. Jonathan Soto is also a legend, a very known competitor around the circuit. We'd love to see a guy like him come out here and try to shoot for the gold as well as everybody else here tonight.
Oh yes, anybody here has a brilliant chance of winning this. This is a toss-up track tonight, is what I'd like to call it, because anything could happen, Marty.
Sometimes when you tend to race, you'll see guys trying to do things that they don't usually do during qualifying, and that could affect their initial lap, but it could also help them out succeed further on into the bracket. And we are now still waiting on Mohawk Warrior having electrical issues in the back. It is now
about 1 minute left. And Marty, I'd like to point out, like you were saying, in qualifying, one of the legends, Damian Bowers, had some troubles in that final corner, and that caused him to roll it in the corner, so just anything could happen.
We did see his practice time before the qualifying event. Damian ran an 18.2, and that is confirmed. He was faster. He was a lot faster than what we saw our fastest qualifier, Jack Markle, put down.
All depends on shock setup. So let's talk about Tyler May a little bit here. One of, I'd say one of the most consistent racers, Marty, out of a lot of people. He's been in the winner's circle many of times.
Tyler definitely knows what he's doing. He knows what truck he has to drive to win it to the winner's circle, and we are now getting
there
word.
He is.
Mohawk Warrior Jonathan Soto is actually going to make the competition.
Getting that truck fired up. Looks like there was a battery issue. Got it fixed before the timer ran out.
It's a good thing he was able to make it out. This should be a great race. Both guys are evenly matched. Getting their lanes selected now.
And while we're still on the topic of Tyler, one thing to note that he, not only is he really a good competitor here in WRA and the Son of a Digger monster truck, but he is also no slouch in his custom snap-on torque monster truck, which he has been running for years, but looks like we're getting the readies now.
Waiting on the green light. This should be a good... Oh, man. Jonathan Soto. Huge red light. Oh, man.
That's going to be it.
You can tell the nerves were getting to him, and he saw what he thought I almost actually did that last week, but it is going to be all Tyler May moving on into the next round. Tough break for Jonathan Soto. That was going to be a great race. Although he's having some trouble in the final quarter, Tyler is going to zoom past into a round 1 victory, moving on to the round 2.
Tough break for Jonathan Soto and the Mohawk Warrior. Just had probably nerves getting him for not being able to get that truck started. But let's move on to the next race. We have Rage, driven by Chris Bialek, setting down a really nice time, and Brandon Scaff and the Hooked Monster Truck.
So we've seen Rage, Chris Bialek, who actually made last week's track, and I think will make some more tracks for this week's season. Has a good shot with the Rage chassis. It's a very good chassis. It's a race chassis. In-house Brummel. Very, very good. It actually got Jimmy Kohler to the semifinals at World Finals, I believe, 18. Don't know if I'm right in saying that, but overall a very high-performance chassis, and Chris does have a good shot in moving on in the rounds here tonight.
And now we look at Brandon Scaff and the Hooked Monster Truck. One of the most consistent freestylers, I'd say. Definitely known for doing some pretty good laps in racing as well. Brandon is one of those that you want to watch out for. In a bracket like this, he could come up and sneak behind anybody and bite you in the end and take the win.
It's all about getting that secret horsepower coming out of the corner. Sometimes it's a benefit, especially in that final corner. If you're taking it wide, you're also building up more speed than the guy that's taking a tighter corner. But it also depends on how you take that final berm right before the white car going to the finish line.
Interesting to note, too, we have two very different chassis and shock setups here tonight in this race right here, Marty. We have the PEI Patrick chassis. The PEI chassis made from Dan Patrick's shop here in good Ohio. And then, like you said, that Rage chassis made by Corey Rummel. It's very low center of gravity truck. Very nice. It's going to see how these two play out.
Waiting now on Chris to come in game so we can get the next race moving along. I have a very good feeling about this one, as I have about all the races here tonight. The times weren't that far apart, going from 16th to about, I believe 4th or 5th. Don't know if I'm right in stating that, but the times were very close. And all it's going to take is one simple mistake, maybe a too wide of a turn, maybe too much counter steer, maybe didn't nail the berm right, maybe you didn't turn right, you get up on two wheels, anything could happen.
Looks like there is a minute on the clock right here for Chris B. Waiting for that rage machine.
Hold on 1 second. You did? Okay. Yeah. He just tagged me. Yep, he's coming in. He's coming in. Here he comes. Chris Bialek will actually be making this race, as prior thought said he would not. So we will actually be making this race here, Blake.
Yep, and very good too, because I like to see everybody in here get a nice, good race in. I don't like when the truck has issues and they're not able to come out and race. You know, it's always heartbreaking when someone can't make the call because of truck issues. Gonna get them lined up here. Brandon in that white lane. Chris in the black lane.
It's actually, as we've seen tonight, the lane that Brandon's lining up in is the lane that most people qualified in tonight. We had a few qualify in the black lane. But we're going to see what happens here in this race.
Getting the readies. And they're off.
Very even. We're going to see the shock setups go to work there. Oh, Chris getting it.
Oh, Chris
no.
clips the 2 cars. That's a 1 tire on Chris.
And he's going down the straight. We're going to see what happens here in this final corner. It's all up to if Brandon may. Oh! Brandon's going to end up taking the win here. Will not be making 2-wheel skill, as we had seen for the past 2 events. That will instead be Chris. But man, that was a tough break for Chris. He really had something going. And like I said before, when the nerves and the blood flow starts kicking in, you start messing up your race pattern. Just like Chris did right there. Totally butchered that first corner. Tough break for Chris.
Next race, we have Matthew Tyrrell and Shock Therapy versus Trevor Amos in the Ice Cream Man. And now, Marty, I know there's some issues in the back with that Shock Therapy, and I'm hoping Matt might be able to make it, but I'm not sure. This might be a bye run for Trevor.
And that'd be a tough break too, because Matthew actually did really good. Matt sat second place in the times for qualifying, so for him not to make this would be a huge upset.
And Marty, we're getting word that if Matt can't make the call, that Zach Nicholas and the Maximum Destruction will take his place to race Trevor Amos.
And that'd be a big break for Zach, being how he actually just didn't make the event, but did lay down the best qualifying pass he could have, because that Maximum Destruction setup he has, and the problem was really making up that first corner, as he got a really bad bounce going into it. And that's just too bad, because Zach has been around for a long time. He knows what he's got to do, as does everyone else out here. We're going to see what ends up happening.
Let's take a look at a couple races, Marty. While we look, we've got El Toro Black, Aaron Lurie versus Andrew Sheets in the Michigan Ice Monster still to come, and then Blaze Enting in the Captain's Curse versus Kyle in the full bore truck, and then we have me and the Gravedigger stepping out of the booth here in a shortly to face Seth Holloway in the Air Force Afterburner.
Now those are some good races that we're going to see here tonight. Captain's Curse, everybody said that that's a weird setup, but Blaze seems to have it down. Gravedigger, you have been dialed in. You made a good time to try to get to the top spot. Didn't quite do it, but you still laid down a good time. Made the top 10. And Aaron Lurie has been on and off, not too consistent, but he knows what he has to do. And I think everybody's twinked with their shocks just a little bit, because everybody knows that it could be either the final berm going into the last corner or the first jump that they could very well lose the race.
And like you said, Seth Holloway is definitely a great racer, and it's going to be a tough matchup between him and me. I look for that one to be a really close race, and the same thing between Michigan Ice Monster and that El Toro Loco, driven by Aaron Lurie. Aaron came out, and I wouldn't say surprised because he's a veteran, laid down the 3rd fastest qualifying time behind Matt and Jack. And it is going to be the word. Zach Nicholas is firing up that old Max D back there. He is going to be replacing Matt Utero, and shock therapy. It looks like he can't get truck up to stuff, and that's just...
This could be a huge upset for Trevor if Zach actually gets it, because he didn't qualify too far under me. I actually just made the event, so this should be a really good race. And Matt, Zach is actually running the debut scheme for Maximum Destruction, one of my personal favorites. Looks very good. Paint job done by Micah on Sim Monster Zone as the Boston Rag. Actually, I forgot to do this last week. Shout out to my good friend Dominic. Dominic, if you're out there watching, hope everything's going well for you. And God bless. As we get ready for the next race here, that Maximum Destruction, both of these trucks look very intimidating going into this race here, Blake.
Absolutely. It looks like we're getting ready to get the thumbs up. We got a thumbs up from Ice Cream Man. Got a thumbs up from Max D. And they're off. Little edge to Zach Nicholas, but Ice Cream Man is right there, and you can see that rebound in that Willman chassis, Marty. It's going to come into play here tonight.
He definitely got a bad bounce, but he's right there with him. It's all about this final corner. Trevor has a shot, but so does Zach. As we go to the final corner here,
nice corner by Zach.
It's gonna be close.
It's so close.
It's gonna be Zach making the upset on Trevor Ramos.
Oh no!
Oh no! They're both wiped out.
Nice race from both. It's going to be Zach taking the win and then tumbles into the wall. Oh my goodness. What a race between the two.
Very close race done by both. Zach actually making the huge upset is actually going to move on over the man that actually qualified into the event of those two. Trevor Amos is going to put Trevor Amos in the two-wheel bracket instead of being on the trailer, as all of our round one losers do.
Time for me to step out of the booth here real quick, Marty.
As we get ready, Blake does know what he's doing and is actually the special events freestyle winner. Kind of stopped focusing on the racing portion of things. Get a nice race set up for the Gravedigger. He knows what he has to do. Seth Holloway in the old Air Force Afterburner. Not the Chevrolet Silverado version, but the actual second version of the Cadillac rendition. He's ready to go, as he had a tough break in freestyle last week. Racing, he did pretty good. Didn't do as well as he should have. As we were talking about Fall Madness and special events, he actually won the last Fall Madness that was done. And it was very well done by him, taking out Mark Collinari. Getting both the trucks ready to go. Blake is ready. And out comes Seth. Looks like we're going to get this one ready. Usually very, very fast compared to some of the races. Both guys are very competitive, have a history with each other. They know how to get under each other's skin. Getting ready to go here, waiting for the green light. And there they go right there. It looks like it might have been Blake just by a little bit. Both shock setups on both of those trucks. Oh, Seth clipping a car. It's going to be Blake. If Blake keeps a clean pass, he's definitely got this one in the bag. Seth trying to play a game of catch-up, but he's not going to be able to do it. Blake throwing a beautiful corner, and it is going to be the Gravedigger moving on into round number 2 over Air Force Afterburner. Seth getting a little wonky coming over the final jump there. What a race done by both. Seth definitely had as much of a chance as Blake did, but just could not keep it under control. Very nice race by both. And as we move on into the next race here, we're going to have the Michigan Ice Monster, Andrew Sheets. Surprisingly didn't do that great in qualifying. And next after him will be Aaron Lurie in the El Toro Loco. Both trucks, both names have a lot of experience, and they definitely know how this course goes. And Aaron surprisingly did better than we had thought. I mentioned consistency. He has been a little on and off, but he is for sure on here tonight.
Man, I'll tell you what, Marty, Seth had me sweating over there in that truck. I know he is a tough competitor, and I knew if I just made one mistake that Seth was going to be able to take the win from me.
You definitely ran a clean lap, probably one of the cleanest I've seen all night. You kept your composure, nice, not too tight, but not too wide corners, and you definitely reeled it in for a good finish.
And now, like you just said, we have a very good race coming up, which is Andrew Sheets in that Michigan Ice Monster and Aaron Lurie in that beautiful El Toro Loco black truck. Two very fast racers. Andrew known for his consistency. Aaron kind of a wild man. Sometimes he's on, sometimes he's off.
Consistency in Andrew Sheets, we didn't see him be too consistent this week. He's usually the fast man. He's universally fast in every track. Wasn't too fast this week, almost actually did make the event. I didn't watch him qualify, so I don't exactly know what happened, but all I know is that he almost did make the event, so he's going to have to do what he can to try to get the best over Aaron. Waiting on Aaron Lurie now, taking a little bit of time to try to get into game. And
there he is.
I do believe he is coming in right now. Yes, he is. Aaron is getting ready to line up against Andrew. We've talked about great races tonight here, Blake. I'm getting ready for a real good one right here.
I think this one's going to be probably, if it goes right, this might be the closest race of the night.
You mentioned going right there. We were just talking about consistency. We've seen Andrew not be so consistent, and Aaron, the wild man, as you mentioned. So anything can happen.
Now you got to think: is that qualifying time going to play into Andrew's head and mess with his mind a little bit, or will he stay the consistent man that we know? It's all going to come down in just a very short moment. Getting both trucks lined up and ready.
Andrew's already taken his lane, getting set up right now as we're waiting on Aaron to take the black lane.
Aaron and Andrew on the line. We are getting the ready.
Right.
El Toro Loco, Michigan Ice Monster. There goes the green.
Nice start by both.
A slight lead to Aaron.
Oh, man.
What a corner by Aaron. Clips the car, doesn't let him slow it down.
He didn't lose momentum. He didn't lose any momentum coming off that first corner. Here we go into the final corner.
And it looks to be, this is going to be a close one.
Whoa!
And Andrew Sheets
I can't call that.
I think it might have been Andrew.
Wow.
Andrew is going to upset the third fastest qualifier.
Would you believe that? It might have been a slight bobble in the qualifying pass because it looks like he definitely got the pass down that time. What a race by Andrew, coming back, taking out number 3, and he's going to move on off of that pass.
What a race. Aaron clipped that turning car in the first turn. I think that might have been the demise, and that allowed Andrew to pick up some of that slack.
Now as we get ready for the final race of round 1, we are going to have Blaze Zanting, Captain's Curse, taking on Kyle Knickerbocker in the full bore. Two guys that are definitely very experienced in the racing circuit. Don't know if it's going to be a spectacular race. It's definitely going to be close because we have two guys right now that are going to be very conservative. Who's going to be more conservative? We're going to find out.
Here comes Blaze Zanting pulling onto the track in that beautiful Captain's Curse. A lot of people were curious about the shock setup, but Blaze definitely has that thing dialed into the way he likes it. Definitely going to be a very close race. I'm just waiting on Kyle Knickerbocker in the full-bore monster truck. He is on the clock right now. Blaze is on the line and ready. Going to be waiting just for that full bore truck.
Captain's Curse does look spectacular on a race-source chassis. Pablo Huffaker originated the build as he's run on several trucks.
Shock technology, one of the leaders in shock and chassis technology, Marty, as you said. Pablo Huffaker knows his way around a truck, that is for sure.
The first time Pablo drove that monster truck competition, he won a World Freestyle Championship, so...
Right you are.
If the truck is definitely what it can be, as we've seen Pablo do it before, can he perform like we know that truck can?
Not to put any slack on this truck, though. Full bore, it is an Ed chassis. Right there with Paul Cohen. One of the other two chassis right there next to Overboard and the Black Pearl truck. So this truck definitely handles and performs very, very well. And it looks like we're getting the ready. Got a ready from full bore.
Here we go with the green light. Full bore. Captain's Curse.
And they're off.
There they go.
Oh, full bore
gets him right off the line.
Oh, but already made up the ground, his Blaze.
Oh, Kyle swings it wide. It's going to be Blaze taking the better corner going in here. They're even going down the final straightaway, going into the corner. This could make it up. We're going to see who's going to get the momentum versus
nice
the
corner by Blaze. And it'll be all Blaze through that final corner. Oh, no!
Oh, my goodness, Kyle.
And Kyle has... Oh, no. And now it just... This just in that chassis needs to be retired. Oh,
man,
my
just
Lord.
tore massive amount of tubes off the front there. The hood went flying. We don't even know where the hood is if we can get a shot of it. He's definitely going to need some chassis work done. What a wreck by Kyle.
Oh, guess this, Marty. Guess what our first race of round 2 is? Jack Merkel, our fastest qualifier, versus Julian Bauman in the Avenger. This is looking to be a very good race if both are on point just how they need to be. Jack Merkel, as we've seen, has that Brodozer truck dialed in.
Number 1 here tonight at RCD. He's got the truck down better than anybody here tonight, at least in the qualifying aspect. We could have a slight bobble from anybody. Wait on the trucks to get it lined up. Here comes Brodozer getting lined up here.
This is going to be a good race. That low center of gravity Avenger, that Corey Rummel chassis, that brand new Brodozer truck, diesel powered, the only diesel in the competition. And they're getting lined up.
Diesel trucks that we've seen in the monster truck circuit, as opposed to trucks like Air Dog.
We're getting the readies here. Thumbs up from both. And they're off. Green light. Dead even.
Pretty much even. Jack maybe a little bit of a lead. Julian taking a better corner. Jack going out a little bit wider than Julian, but still very, very tight. Going into the final corner here.
And Jack's going to take a beautiful corner. So is Julian. And it looks like it is going to be Jack Merkel by half a truck.
It's going to be Jack, and Jack definitely kept the pass down that he had in qualifying, and that's what you need to do if you're going to win it. If you're going to be number 1, you need to maintain the pass you ran. He got him by, I think, 3/4 of a truck, maybe half a truck. Very good race by both, but Jack just got the better of the two, and Jack is on fire, as we've seen. We've seen Jack struggle a little bit in the past in previous league competitions on Sim Monsters, but he's definitely got that Brodozer truck dialed down. He's got a good shot to win this thing here tonight, Blake.
Jack could definitely take this thing all the way to the finals and even into a win. And next race, though, we have round 2, Tyler May and that son of a digger truck versus Brendan Scaff in the hooked monster truck. This one looks to be a good race, too. If both men can keep everything steady and keep a nice pass, I think this will be another close one.
Very, very excited to see this. And Blake, as we go through the rounds here, we're going to see the races are going to start getting tighter and tighter, more wild wrecks, people trying new things, maybe throwing it in over that final berm, as we've mentioned tonight. It's either going to be the start or the final berm. We're going to see what happens. I mean, if we're going to try to do what they can to win, we're past the point of no return. You can't get bonus points off of two-wheel skill competition. So if you're out until freestyle.
That is right. As we wait for Tyler May to get into the game here and getting that truck loaded in, I noticed something in the brackets, Marty. We have a classic matchup in the next round featuring Zach Nicholas in that Max D 2003 versus me in the Gravedigger number 20 machine. We're used to seeing those two trucks in real life back in the day in the finals, but it's happening in round 2.
As the generations pass on, that is definitely a race that will be remembered by both Dennis and Tom. Tom is still kicking. Dennis, we will definitely miss Dennis in monster truck competition, as he was one of the pioneers for a long time. The named Fielder of freestyle has definitely made his mark. We've seen many Gravedigger drivers pass through on the circuit. Dennis has a lot of drivers out there having the 1950 Chevy panel truck, putting on a show.
Let's take a closer look at the hooked monster truck. One more time real quick, driven by Brandon Skeff. Like we said earlier, he had a great showing. Round 1 was able to take out the Rage truck. Definitely looking smooth tonight. And in the other lane, his opposition is Tyler May in that beautiful son of a digger truck. Knows how to wheel that thing around. Veteran of the sport. Marty, what do you look for in this race tonight?
I look for who's going to do what and who's going to maintain their composure. If you do maintain your composure, you might not make it as far. So we're definitely going to see people trying new things. 2 completely different shock setups going into this race. 2 guys definitely know what they have to do, as they both made it out of round 1. Here we go with the green.
Dead even off the start. It's too close for me to call right now.
Wow, Tyler having a great... Oh, watch out, Brandon actually getting the front tires up. It's actually going to give him more of an advantage going into the final corner.
Gonna be a close one.
Oh my. I think that was hooked by just a little bit. Hooked having some trouble there with a save at the end.
Very close race. And it is going to be hooked by just a little bit. Definitely a big upset. Oh, it's my turn to step out of the booth again.
Blake was just mentioning it as he now has to step into the driver's seat. We're going to have Maximum Destruction versus 2 guys that definitely know how to maneuver the course as we get further and further into the rounds. As I mentioned before, the races are going to start getting crazier. Zach has definitely more of a bouncier shock setup with a coil spring over nitrogen shock setup. Blake having the stock nitrogen setup. But Gravedigger has ran coils in the past, but not running them here tonight due to competition's sake. As Blake definitely knew going over to the container, you definitely need to get the better of your opponent, as he definitely has. So it's going to be quite the race to see Zach and Blake go head-to-head here at RCD as we wait for them to get lined up. Blake actually sporting the WRA flag on his Gravedigger as opposed to the as opposed to Gravedigger maybe running as a second flag the World Finals qualifier. But next we have the debut scheme of Maximum Destruction, Zach Nicholas lining up against Gravedigger. This should be a great race. Waiting on the green by both drivers as they get ready. Getting the ready up. And there is the green light. Blake just killing Zach off the line there. And he's going to have the better of the 2 corners. Zach heading up on 2 wheels. Zach's going to ride a sidewall over to the wall. It is going to be Blake with a clean sweep. Zach trying to save the truck over there in the corners. Blake is definitely going to have the better of the 2 races going into the semifinal round, taking out Zach Nicholas and Maximum Destruction. Blake get up on 2 wheels. Watch out as he saves the truck right before the wall. Blake Thompson and Gravedigger going to move on. Tough break for Zach, showing some sportsmanship. Just could not get the trucks set up for that first corner, and it killed him as he got up on 2 wheels, as opposed to Blake getting that nice soft land as he makes it into the corner. Next up, as Blake comes back into the booth, we're going to have Michigan Ice Monster driven by Andrew Sheets taking out number 3, Aaron Lurie. We're going to have, next to him will be Blaze Zenting in the Captain's Curse, the actual debut scheme. Now these two guys definitely are fast on this track. One truck has a lower center of gravity as opposed to the other.
Here's an interesting thing, that Blaze has lane choice over Andrew. Usually, Andrew's used to having lane choice over anybody.
Well, we definitely saw that last race. Aaron had been number 3 over Andrew, who was number 14, and I mean, it was a great race, but Andrew definitely got the job done against Aaron, moving on right now into the race against Blaze.
Here's a duplicate. Both trucks staged and getting ready for the green.
Looks like Blaze having a little bit of lag issues there lining up. Let's hope his internet doesn't affect the performance he's about to have against Andrew. One of the fastest, not in terms of qualifying, but he took out number 3, so that
my
means he's
lord,
fast. And Andrew just smoking Blaze off the line. I said it before, we hoped he wouldn't have internet issues.
Yeah,
but
and I think Blaze is just gonna, he's just kind of tossing it at this point.
he's very frustrated. Yeah, he wanted to come out here and do good, and he did great that last race he did, but he's not happy.
Oh,
despite
swinging
his
it
driving
really
style.
wide. Oh no, he's
And-
gonna send it over the
Watch
finish
out.
line. Oh lord, that was a rough landing.
So that would have been a great race, but sometimes Blaze has some internet issues, and Andrew took advantage of that.
And now, coming up next, we see the #1 qualifier still in the bracket in the semifinals, Jack Merkel in the Brodozer truck. He has got that thing dialed in tonight, Marty, versus Brandon Scaff in that hooked truck, who also seems to have that truck dialed in very well. This could be one of the closest races of the night.
We've seen these two trucks do very good so far in racing, but who's going to get the better? I couldn't even tell you if I wanted to. Both guys have maintained their composure, as I said that you need to do, but coming up to this point, you're going to start to need to find out things, maybe taking that berm just a little bit different, getting some more ground speed as opposed to sitting in the air, because your shock setup might not be as dialed in as your other guy, but we're going to see what happens here, Blake.
Right you are. Another two very different chassis racing. We saw the Rage and PEI combination earlier. This is a CRD and PEI. That PEI truck working very well for Brandon.
The PEI chassis actually used to be the old CRD, as Dan Patrick used to make a ton of chassis for Clear Channel back in the day. Hook's running the old Patrick design, and the Brodozer machine running the more up-to-date setup. So it could be anybody's race here.
This is a definite clash of styles between the two racers here, and we are going to get them readied up and looking for the green here. We're going to get a thumbs up from Brodozer, we're going to get a thumbs up from Hooked, and there's the green.
I do believe Jack might have gotten him just by a little bit, but they are still even going into the first corner here.
Brandon
Very
pushes a
even.
bit wide, but always down to the final corner.
Brandon might have had a little bit wider, but Jack is definitely maintaining it, and Jack's going to get a better corner, lagging just a little bit, but it is going to be Jack moving on in the racing competition. Brandon's getting up on 2 wheels, turning the rear steer just a little bit, trying to save the truck. It looks like he does that just by a little bit. What a race by both. Brandon making it to the semifinals here. And this should be a great race. Blake actually has to step out of the booth. Yet again, we're going to see Andrew, Mr. Upset of the Night, taking out number 3, and that is a big moniker, as I keep repeating that. And Blake, who actually didn't do as bad, but he has been fast and he has been consistent. Now, this should be a great race. The races are only going to get better here, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on here in the racing competition. And I mean, we've seen these two guys before in several different racing competitions in several different leagues. Both come from a length of racing backgrounds here on Sim Monsters. And they've raced on this track here before. They know what they have to do to get over each other. Blake and Gravedigger trying to get the best spot on the line that he can to try to make it a good race. Two very, very competitive racers that we're going to see here, and this is why you should have your eyes peeled going into this one, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for these two to be consistent might not be as bad, but they have not faced off. And Andrew's time definitely contradicts his racing passes that we've seen here tonight. He's been very low to the ground. The ground speed has been a thing. Blake has been getting the air, but he has the shock set up to land and coast into the corners as we are about to start the race. This will determine who faces Jack Merkel in the final round. Oh no, what happened there? Looks like we're having some issues with Gravedigger. Andrew is lined up and ready to go. Don't quite know. We don't have a word as to what's happening to Gravedigger quite yet. Blake Thompson maybe having a some type of issue. We're going to try to get a word on that later on. I don't know if he is on the clock quite yet. Although Michigan Ice Monster is ready to go. Here he is, he's back. Looks like that was just a small issue. We will be having the race, no one will have to come in and fill in for anyone. As Blake lines up, we're going to get ready for a great race here, ladies and gentlemen. Michigan Ice Monster and Gravedigger to face Brodozer in the final round here at RCD. And they're off. It's very even. Looks like Gravedigger just by a little bit going into the first corner. Oh, Andrew definitely takes it better than Blake there. Blake, I don't know if that was a pedal blow. Blake's rolling over. Blake is over. Blake's rolling over. He won't be able to save the truck. It will be Michigan Ice Monster making it into the final round to face Jack Merkel in contention tip to take the win here at RCD. Tough break for Blake. Just did not get that corner like he thought he would. One tire up the berm and ended up double before he even made to the final corner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the finals here at RCD. Michigan Ice Monster Andrew Sheets will be the king of upsets if he does this. Almost not making the event, facing the #1 qualifier. This is the second event in a row we've seen #1 make it to the finals. Jack Merkel has been consistent, but Andrew Sheets needs to get that much over Jack as we get ready to watch this final race. Just a racing recap as we get ready here. We saw Michigan Ice Monster take out Aaron Lurie, #3. And then Blaze Zanting, Captain's Curse, #6. Blake Thompson and Gravedigger, as we just saw, #7. But in order to get the racing win, he needs to take out #1, Jack Merkel.
So in Gravedigger fashion, like I always knew Dennis would want me to do, I know coming around that corner I was going to one-tire it, so I just figured, well, why don't I just dump it? Little bit of extra freestyle for the fans before freestyle started.
Well, as we have seen in prior years, Dennis has said that he doesn't like winning all the time, so putting on a spectacular show as opposed to winning the racing competition, as you did, will give the fans a little bit of warning as you get that truck all ready to go. It doesn't look like there were too many technical problems with the truck. Just looks like a massive cosmetic issue. Hopefully you're back for freestyle as we get ready for the final showdown of the night.
Number 1 versus number 14. And it's going to be dead even off the start.
Both having spectacular corners going down the strip.
I say give the better corner just to Jack, barely. Coming into the final corner. Jack,
this is
Titan clips a corner. He's going to stay into it. Andrew's got the momentum, and it's going to be jacked by a tire.
Jack Merkel taking the racing win here tonight, RCD Stadium. This is going to be a big moment for Jack, winning the racing in RCD. He is going to be over the moon now. He definitely has a target on his head going into freestyle. He knows what he has to do to win the freestyle competition. Will he get it done? Now, we have seen people in the past not do so great in racing as we get ready for two-wheel skill competition. We've seen people not do so great in racing, but then soar in freestyle.
Looks like we're going to get a little bit of a encore performance here after the race. A little bit of freestyle. Take some victory jumps there.
Nice jump over the jammer.
Jack definitely earned it. He did not have an easy bracket tonight.
Jack definitely showing what is to come here for freestyle, as he's going to take his spot.
Donuts on top of the container.
Oh, he's going to dump it. It looks like it was too tacky.
Dumps
they
it.
definitely now know that you cannot do that during freestyle. So,
dumps it on top of the container.
Hopefully we won't see that one here tonight. But what a spectacular racing event we had here tonight, Blake.
Marty, we had some ups and downs. We had some upsets. We had really close races. We had crashes. We had it all in this racing bracket. I can't be upset one bit to know how this racing bracket turned out.
Jack in classic fashion doing the number one thing, taking out the whole competition. What a spectacular racing bracket he had here tonight. He was not easy, but he did get the job done in very, number one fashion, as we've seen people do it in the past, but Jack got the best of everybody here tonight.
And we are going to be getting ready to move into our two-wheel skills competition.
GG on Jack. Well, I'll tell you what, that Brodozer truck really knows how to handle, doesn't it, Blake?
It does. It was smooth all night. Very consistent. I would have loved to have the chance to race Jack, because that would have been a close race as well. I would have loved to have Jack put a whooping on everybody, just like he did tonight, man. It was good. Very good racing tonight from everybody.
Oh, yeah. Truck's getting geared up now for a two-wheel skill. Getting everything set up, getting the regulations brought out to everyone. Question and answer by the tunnel. Little drivers meeting going on. Now, this is not a two-wheel skill type track as we've seen. I mean, there are obstacles everywhere. For someone to actually get a two-wheel skill win, it might just be a matter of them even making two hits. But we could see two hits that might not be that spectacular and taking the win. I don't know. It's going to be pretty crazy. I don't have exactly what in mind, what is going to happen, but hopefully it's creative. There's a lot out there.
I don't know
Yep, just give my computer a minute.
All right, and first out. I can call it right now until Marty gets back into the booth. He was getting a hot dog or something from the concessions.
Nice wiener.
Don't blame him, but we're gonna move.
They got some good hot dogs down there.
We are gonna move into two-wheel skill with Full Bore Kyle Knickerbocker, and gonna have to get me a Fenway Frank as well.
Those that hear me on the intercom, you guys should go get some food. It's really tasty treats down there. They got a master George Fall. Fire it up.
Don't forget to grab you a Digger snow cone.
Get a Monster Jam Yeti. Get your Monster Jam Yetis on sale now by the concession stand.
I know I have mine.
Wish I had mine on me, but regardless, getting ready for two-wheel skill. Boy, that full bore is definitely more intimidating than the one that was previously made with the leaf springs. Definitely didn't land as a competitive truck would, but he's got.
Looks like he's gonna go on the big racing hill to start.
It should be interesting. As I said before, the racing hits.
Gonna walk it backward.
Wow.
Nicely done into a wheelie.
That was
Oh,
cool.
doesn't carry it as much as he'd want to, I don't think, though.
It was a very creative hit by Kyle there. I was having a nice strong start and two-wheel skill.
He's gonna pull it around here.
I can't even see. It's one of those things where you can't even predict what he's gonna do. Oh, but I can predict what he's gonna do there.
Gonna try it. Oh, doesn't quite get it.
Just didn't work out. Got all four touching this wheelie. Will not count. Scores are gonna be thrown in now. As he finishes up that little bonus hit for the fans. Gonna try to park in. Nope. Just stuffs the front end a little bit there. A nice score of a 13.
Gonna get a starter with a 13.
Start us off there.
What is scores out of again?
I think it's 30.
Okay. Okay. Next up is Aaron Lurie in the El Toro Loco black truck.
Aaron is very, we saw him qualify great. Did not do that great, making it nothing past round one. Now he has a chance here in two-wheel skill to try to get some bonus points so that he doesn't get the worst of it.
Want to throw a shout out to Gavin Hill.
Gilvoin shower handle. He might.
He might. Gavin Hill might watch the stream. Ah, yes. Gonna start out. Oh, nicely done. Rides it up. Oh, and he trips it and he's gonna roll it.
Oh no. Oh.
Or not. Okay. Looks like we have a problem with the RII box there.
Definitely some issues. Oh boy, rough scoring. Blake gonna throw in a 3 for pity, as well respected throwing he's gonna get a score of a 6. Not gonna come close to taking the lead, sadly enough. So what El Toro is he driving? Because I don't have it.
My El Toro pack.
I threw it in. What? Let's look. Mark. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you put the repost, and
I'll do it.
Oh.
And Seth Holloway and the Air Force Afterburner. Looks like we're all good here.
The old Patrick Design Air Force Afterburner that would later become Monster Energy in 2011.
Everyone's good, just waiting on the go.
Looks like he's ready to go. He's burping the throttle. Not just yet.
Waiting on someone to give him the go. Brandon, type the go.
Waiting on Brandon to type the go.
There we go. And he's off.
Seth's the guy that knows what he has to do to win competitions, but this one's a little bit different. What he's going to hit, there aren't any typical hits. Being that this is an older style track, that it won't count. He just kind of nudged it.
Oh, he's going to go to the 2 wheels on the jammer.
Oh, very nice. Oh, he's going to have to try to carry it around on one side, and very nice.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Getting a bit wonky here. Going to set up for, looks like he's going to try to do the moonwalk. Doesn't quite get it. Doesn't quite get it. And was that a counted hit, or is that... Alright, well.
Hi everyone,
Alright.
we are on lap and you're listening to the song Out of Control on the amazing...
Not gonna
I'll
take
go
the
into
lead,
second
one short.
place.
Travelamos. Oh.
Trevor Amos and the Ice Cream Man, another Patrick design chassis going to be
Willing to say that
coming
truck
out.
actually sat on a frame rail for a while, if I can remember that.
That it did.
Saw that
Not up
one
till
of the wanted to see I wanted to say that truck was actually, I think it was at Jacksonville. I think it ran through the 2014 season with a frame rail. Very old style design there as he's getting ready for a hit number 1. Looks like the thing that everybody's going for is the typical moonwalk wheel stand, and that's what these berms are going to help you do. Successful 2 hits have not been done here tonight. We're going to see if Trevor can probably try to get that one done. And he tries.
Gonna get it.
Up. Very nicely done.
Gonna be the first successful moonwalk that we've seen off these rollers.
Very
Carries
nice.
it. Nicely done. Gonna spin it around. Man, looking at Ice Cream Man and you talking about hot dogs, I am getting hungry.
Doesn't look like ice cream and hot dogs correlate, but that will...
No, I don't think they
noted.
don't. But, oh, he's gonna try something completely different.
That!
Nicely
cool.
done.
Wow, he's definitely gonna get a high score for that move.
Is he gonna walk it all the way back up the ramp?
Way, that is cool! Look
Balancing
at
it
him
on the
go.
nose. Can he walk it all the way back up and set it on top of the container? That would be really interesting.
Vertical for a good second there. This is very
Oh,
impressive.
straight up and down.
He's doing multiple attempts to try to get up the ramp. Doesn't look like it's working for him so far, but he's not going to give up.
There it goes. There it goes.
You gotta be.
Oh, and he's walking it still.
Incredible! Wow, Trevor has a good chance of winning this thing here tonight.
That's gonna get a 9, an 8, and a 9. Definitely blows into the lead.
It's 26. It's 3 9s to be 27. Take one away to be 26. Taking the lead with a 26, 4 points short of a perfect score. We're going to get ready for the next truck here.
Yes. Yes. And coming in next up is going to be Chris Bialek in the Rage truck. Beautiful looking piece.
He's going to be too successful here in two-wheel scale with that chassis he has, where it's almost a cradle dragger in the sense that it's very low and it doesn't roll over, but he tried to do what he could last week in Gaithersburg. But there's always a new chance every week we have in two-wheel scale.
Oh, I am currently not ready as my Steam has just accidentally opened on itself. In front of everything. There we go. I am now currently ready.
And here goes Rage.
Where is he? Oh, there he is. Couldn't see him. Sorry. We are on. Now we are ready. Waiting for Chris to see what he can do to try to top what Ice Cream Man did. Slings it around to show that 90 degrees is not a problem for him. Nicely done. He's going to two-wheel it.
Oh, man.
Oh, nicely done.
Wow, very nice too.
Oh, yeah! Nicely
that
done.
combination. Wow. That was
Now,
really,
if he
really
can
good.
get
Now,
a second hit that is worth something, he's got a chance here.
he's definitely in contention for a good score, and I mean, the amount of time Trevor spent on his nose was uncanny. But we're gonna see if he can try to.
He is just
outdo him.
throwing that truck around.
Don't know if he's gonna be able to get it done though. We're gonna.
Oh, he got it up. Might be going too fast
Wow.
forward. Oh, I might be going too fast forward. No, he was able to slow it down in reverse. Oh!
He had to turn it. That's what got him. The front nose bit him right on the ground, and he just slipped, and that was that.
And my Discord has crashed, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Blake will be right back.
We. All right, and I am back in the booth.
Nice restart. It's very fast.
I sprained my ankle. I fell out of the booth. But we are here. Popped a kneecap out too, but we are back and in business.
We don't worry about that anymore.
We don't. I'm fine. I'll suffer through it. All for the good of the league. Throw in a point to the man upstairs, Mike Hogwood. Rest in peace.
Definitely gonna miss him.
That would be Jonathan Soto. Oh, and this just in, Gavin Hill is in the stream.
What's up, Gavoin?
And we are going to take just a few second intermission here. Julian has to go get him one of those hot dogs from the concessions since Marty kept talking about it.
Told you, man, they were great. He's gonna get himself some, and
You have the sprinkle of cheese on them. It's real good. You know, I went down when I was coming out of the booth, you know, when I had to restart something. I saw Bubba Ray Dudley getting him a hot dog, and he wasn't too happy about it.
And then there was also a kid in line I saw trying to throw up the blood sign. It didn't look like he was too okay mentally.
No, I don't think he was fine at all.
He was making a bit of a face. He almost looked like Stephen Hawking in a wheelchair. But regardless, he was very, very happy to be here at RCD Stadium to watch a great monster truck show. Blake.
Absolutely.
Looks like we're back and ready to go here.
We are back. Jonathan Soto and that Grape Clips Mohawk Warrior. Oh. Don't know why I just said oh, but alright. Alright, and we're getting the ready up here.
Jonathan's ready to go.
Here we go. Looks like he's going to go to the backside. That
don't know what he tried to go for there. Just did not work out.
That did not work like he wanted it to, but that's going to work for him.
Oh, wow.
But after watching what Trevor did, I don't know if one hit's going to be enough to take the lead.
Trevor definitely knows how to walk it on the nose.
Oh!
Wow! Wow, he's still going, too. That was impressive.
Wow. And he's going to walk it.
Man!
Oh,
no!
No!
First pogo! Very exciting move. The score's not going to be too great as he tries to put on a bonus show for the fans. Only going to be a 16. Who would be next?
Definitely an interesting night so far.
Having a lot of fun here at WRA.
Oh my god!
Oh man.
I'm glad that was not on stream.
Wow, that was something.
Man, I bet he's looking like Bobby Lashley in that cab right now. Jeez.
Nothing like Chris Jericho, that sharpshooter.
And you just made the list.
Josh, get ready to go. Josh, very good on two wheels. Hopefully he will be strong enough to put on a good enough show, maybe to even get the lead. As we saw last week, Josh did a high RPM sidewall and flew it onto the other side and wrecked it. Very spectacular fashion.
Ah, yes. Namped. And he's ready.
Shout out to my boy Daryl. As we get ready for two-wheel, Josh.
Nicely done.
He's run.
Oh, sets it down a lot sooner than I think he wanted to.
Ooh. Gonna try to maybe
trip
that
it.
didn't work. That was an attempt right there as he tried to get it up. Yeah, he knows that he was.
Yeah.
It was either not gonna work or, but he was gonna try to give it a shot anyways. Those BKT tires don't have enough grip to grab the dirt and throw it up on the nose.
Love Me to Death on Montage Rock.
You are the self that keeps me caged. You are the wrath that feeds my rage. The moment I'm doubting all my faith, the reason to stay.
Not what he wanted to do tonight, that's for sure.
Drawing me in with every breath, leading within to
And as Marty steps out of the booth,
whatever you want is
going to complete or come to compete in the two-wheel skill competition,
'cause no one can break me.
will be leaving me solo commentating while he does the dirty on two-wheel skill. He's got a great handling truck under him with the hooligan name. Definitely one to be able to lay down something here that could take the lead away from Trevor. We're going to see now. Here he comes around. Going to go to the backside of that second roller over there. Nicely done. Stands it straight up and down on a wheel stand. Rides it over the roller. Looks like he might pocket it. Nicely done. Beautiful wheelie into a pocket over the backside of the rollers there. That truck is handling beautifully for him right now. Gonna bring it around. Turning around wider than Scott Steiner's tits. He's gonna turn around. Gonna bring it to the backside of this roller on the close side here. Gets it up on the two wheels. Gonna hit the other roller into a wheelie and sets it down. Nice two sets of hits there for Marty Hussey in the hooligan truck. Gets an 8 and a 7 and a 7. Not enough to take the lead, but is still a very good, strong showing.
As that was a very fun run, I would like to shout out to my boy Daryl, master of the WRA. Daryl, one of my good friends for a very long time. Daryl, if you're watching, Daryl.
And your winner will be Trevor Amos in the Ice Cream Man. Looks like we're going to take a short intermission here to get everything set up and ready for freestyle. The track crew's got some work to do with the cars and the vans. Get everything moved around and set up for the freestyle obstacles. Once that is in place, we're going to come back to freestyle and everything will be ready to roll.